Hey, welcome back to the Bergerac channel. I'm Jim, your humble host, and today I'm going to show you how to recreate this acrylic corner. We had a lot of people asking how I did this, questioning if I used a CNC machine or not. What I did today is I got all of my oldest tools in the shop, because I know everybody's got similar tools to these. I'll show you how we create it. So this is the corner that we did for the tables. This is also going to be a polishing acrylic day as well. We want to duplicate this corner, and I'm going to send all of my subscribers a little message saying, hey, I made that video for you finally. So you can see that corner's in there. Let's go to the other side. Now the first thing we want to do is put a piece of tape down. I just find this works easier, especially when you're working on acrylic. Now this was the little radius part that we had for the molding. So if you need to go back to that video, we'll put up a link for you, and you can see that. We need to do our molding depth first. So we'll set up to 1.5 inches on our square. What I'm going to do is I'm going to score 2 lines on there. Okay, now you all see those lines scored well. Okay, I'm going to show you how technical and hard this is to do. Hot Shot Bug Foam Fogger. We're going to use that to make our circles. Put it right on here like this. So we can see we're tight into the corners on our lines. This is going to be the inside radius that mounts to the table. Okay, see how that looks? Now, we're going to take the top off the same bottle, because this is so critical and so difficult. We're just going to put another radius in here. We're going to take the same top and we're going to continue our radius up. Go over to this side over here. We're going to do the same thing. Okay, now we have a little loop in there. You can kind of see the way that looks. Sort of looks like the other side. Now, from this point, put on our safety glasses and our earplugs, and we'll start cutting this out, getting it shaped, and I'll show you how easy it actually is to shape acrylic. Okay, now I have an old metal blade in the jigsaw. This is an old Bosch jigsaw. It's nothing fancy here either. I just left this metal blade in there to show you it really doesn't matter what you use. Okay, so you can see the metal blade didn't cut it that good, but it cut it. Got it out of the way. So what happens is the plastic, as it gets hot, the plastic starts to re-adhere itself as it gets hot. You see how it kind of did that. That's why when you have a plastic blade in there, it works a little bit better. I just want to show you all that you can do this without having all of the fancy tools to work with acrylic. I'm going to throw some clamps on this for the next process. Clamp it down so it's a little easier. Alright, so at this point we've used a square, pencil, some tape, a canister of bug balm, and a jigsaw. So far it's so simple. Next step is going to be to run the belt sander. Is actually going to give me my shape. When I'm doing this, I'm going to hold the belt sander at an angle, and you'll see why after. But we're going to belt sand up to the line. Just have a little coffee. Let's get back to work. Okay, I got a 120 grit belt in the belt sander. Now watch how I do this. I'm going to shape the rest of my corner using the front of the wheel. Now you're all going to go, it's at a huge angle. What are you going to do with that? All I need is the top edge to be close to the line. Now we'll pull the tape off. See how that's nicely shaped? Nice and clean so far. So again, I'm using an old Porta cable router. Base has been cut off for a modification. Kind of actually beat up a little bit. But the bearing is going to touch where the top edge is. We have the bearing set up in there. That's going to square our whole piece up and make it ready for buffing. So let's check it out and see how it works. Okay, now, like I said, the tools are kind of old. You use a pair of pliers to make the adjustment. You notice this edge here didn't quite go square all the way down. See that little flat spot? So what I need to do is run the router bearing up just a little bit more. Okay, that'll do a pretty good job. Tighten it back up. Let's roll. So now let's refresh again. We used a square, pencil, bug balm, jigsaw, belt sander, and a router. We're at the last process now. It's a 240 grit sandpaper. 600, and a DA, the hook and loop. Now, you can use sticky paper, whatever. You use a 5-inch, doesn't matter. Okay, the 240 is going to take the roughness out of it. 600 is going to polish, so let's start polishing it. Okay, see, the one piece of sandpaper did everything I needed to do. Grab some 600 grit. Okay, only one trick left. It's not really a trick. I'll show you how easy it is. All right, now this is a piece of acrylic that you're actually not making for a router template like I did, or you're making it for something else. So you gotta sand it up to 600. Novus makes a heavy scratch remover, and they make a fine scratch remover. Honestly, you can buff this as well using a buffing machine. Any kind of buffer, whether it's hooked to a drill or whatever else you'd want to use. For this purpose, we're just gonna rub that on the plastic. We're gonna take out what's left of the scratches from the 600 grit. All right, that was a heavy scratch remover. Let's use the fine scratch remover. Just like that. What did that take, 15 minutes? Not too much longer than that. There's your finished polished acrylic piece. No CNC machine, nothing else. This will make you the same profile that this side made. It's that easy to do it. Now there's a couple techniques in there for making your corners. If you don't want to use acrylic and you want to use plywood, that's great. Or whatever else it is that you're using, follow the same techniques. The router, everything, to get your edge square so your bigger router bit can follow along and cut the table out the way you want. But that's a quick way to make any shape you want in acrylic, how to polish it, and how to make it look really nice. Now, another couple videos that you might already seen that are on the Vanity ebony veneer. So we're going to take you over there now, and we're going to check out what the finished product is. Let's go do that. All right, well here we are. As promised, brought you over to show you the Vanity. The sink came out well from our fairing and painting, so it's all done with all grip snow white. And we have the little drawer over here. You keep your knickknacks in, so the little vanity. Stool goes underneath this area. Doors pop open real nice. We got them on a push release. When you set it up, you have to set it up so it goes in 1/8 of an inch. There's no handles for the kids to get into the door now. I'm sure they'll figure out how to open them eventually. I'm going to do something in the corner here eventually when they let me know what the plan is, but then you see the steam showers right here. That's why I made the doors the way we did with the honeycomb and everything inside them, so that any steam coming from that area, because it's hot, it won't warp anything that we have over here. So this is the opposing side. Vanity's over where you are now, and this is the opposing side that we built previously. We basically carried the same theme. This is what it is when you're building something cool. So we hope you liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, comment, make something cool, and we'll talk at you all next week.